Can everyone hear me? Can someone throw something in chat to let me know that you can hear what I'm saying? Anyone struggling to hear me? We'll get started here in about... Okay, thank you. Sharoos. We'll wait about 3 more minutes for folks to start rolling in, then we'll get going. Could we be so lucky to run up to 400 tomorrow and then short from there? I would prefer just an automatic short, but you know, to just wake up to my shorts already working, but they were working when Friday closed. So we'll just find out if it was a bad call or not, to be honest. Welcome, Peerless. So we got about 2 minutes, and then we'll get rolling. See how it goes. My streaming app is acting crazy today, so not a fan of that. It's not putting up the icons like it should. I'm not showing the Trady symbol on my screen, not showing there it is. Well, maybe not. Nope. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. That's all right. That's just me being OCD, I guess. I usually grab from the anywhere between. I did. I'm messing with the imported levels tonight because a lot of people were asking about them, so I'm giving them a shot. To answer your question, Abid, I use all the time frames. Well, I use daily, hourly, and 5 minute, depending on what I'm trying to do. So I really just kind of rotate around and find the different levels. Sometimes they'll come out just slightly different than each other, and since I like to draw them with a little bit of precision, but this week someone has told me to try doing it the other way and not and just do some imports for a week. So I'm going to try and see how that goes for me. All right, it is 7 o'clock, so I probably should have sent out a thing telling everybody we were live, huh? Unless we're only going to get 5 people tonight. All right. Looks like we don't have a whole lot. You should have sound, Con. You should have sound. Everybody else said they could hear me. So, can somebody confirm that everybody can still hear ET? That way we can... Sound is on. Okay, so Con's just having some issues. No, he'll get them worked out. Okay, welcome everybody. Some folks are going to come in late and ask the same questions that we've probably already answered and talked about. But we will go ahead and get going, and every time frame gives different levels. So what I really like to do, Abid, is I would really prefer to pull from the daily, even though I trade on the 5-minute most of the time. That's just kind of the way that I like to do it. RSI is a little large here. Let's shrink that down. Am I swimming? Vinny, you know the answer to that question. You know I have a massive fish tank in my office, and it is making a lot of noise. So thank you for asking. Vinny asks for frequent text messages on how my fish are doing, by the way, folks. So he likes to keep up to date with them, which has nothing to do with the market, but it is hilarious. All right, so let's get going. I want to kind of talk about how I have been trying to apply swings lately. Okay, so let's just go ahead and we're going to pull up Apple. And what I've been looking for is I have been looking for dealer deltas. Right? This is always nice too if this matches a little bit. I have been looking for dealer deltas that match somewhat what we're looking at SPY. So we're going to look at Apple real quick here. We do our quick back test on our dealer Greeks build up, and we find out that when we get positive, we start to dip a little bit. Now obviously the larger amount of positive the better, so we're slowly starting to creep here up towards that area where we might want to start shorting. And then let's go ahead and pull up. I don't know why I have. There we go. Let's go ahead and pull up Apple. I have applied the levels. Nope. Let's grab them. Let's go to the Apple stock dashboard. Let's bring the levels in. I just want to show you kind of what I've been doing lately. And you guys have all seen this process, so you know. We're going to do a copy tonight. We're just going to bring it in. All right, so my color coding is obviously wild because I'm a bit of a nutter. When it comes to that, I like my things to be exactly how they are. We'll click auto to kind of get our levels. So right here, as you can see, we're kind of basing in between these two GEX levels. As of Friday, we had a pretty good dip going down from Thursday to Friday, and all day we kind of stuck between here. Okay, so I was going to apply. How do you know which is the best for each ticker? I stick with so much default, Con. You'd be shocked. I don't change a whole lot of things throughout the time. I will show you, I guess, if you want to see when I start going into price distribution. So tonight I'm going to talk about how I've been attempting to swing. Now I'm going to tell you right now, I made 3 very bad calls last week, and all of them were contrarian. Every single call I made was long when the market was going short. Okay, so every single time I lost last week was me trying to go against what the SPY price distribution was saying. Okay, and that ended up being pretty bad for me. Not bad. I set stop losses, so I didn't lose more than 20% on any trade. But I switched short shortly after and made well over my 20% losses back on every trade, and I overnighted all of them. I just held them till Friday. I bought 2 weeks out. Things were going well. Wall Street, that is my fish tank in the background. I am sorry. I cannot make the filters be quieter. So anyways, so we're looking at, I've been looking about between 5 and 10 days for my Greek correlations and my price distribution. If we look here, we still have a pretty good chance of dipping a little bit of percent, a little bit less. If you can see here, our calls are over our puts a little bit. Okay, but there's still a pretty decent chance, and then there's still about 13.55% chance there. But what I've been looking for is longer term. Okay, so our Apple here looks longer term. This is our 10-day, all right, and this shows over the next 10 days, a pretty decent percentage, 20%, 18.33%, 407 on SPY tomorrow. Hey, it is possible. We do have a lot of data sitting there, a lot of dark pool and a lot of gamma. So that's possible. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for plays that are going in the direction of SPY. So we take a look at our 10-day outlook here. There is a pretty good chance, right, that it's going to drop. Yeah, sorry Wall Street. Enjoy the fish tank. I would like to do this from my house, but my computer is way stronger in my office. We wanted to go to SPY here. So what we're really looking for, what have I done? What we're really looking for is to go in between these things, take a look. SPY's correlations are still looking good. We do our back test. It shows some pretty decent returns when we're looking that way. And then we want to start looking out into SPY, and we want to see kind of each day when we might want a long or short. So there's still some short-term potential for up, okay? And then we go into 3-day. There's less short-term potential for up. We go into 10-day, and we have a very good chance of a 1 to 3% down day. So, yep. So if you look at those two things combined, you saw me tweet about it probably sometime today. Apple seems like a good short to me. Right now, I don't want to short it here. I really don't. I would prefer to short it on a run-up. So let's say tomorrow we get a little bit of action. Apple can move a lot. It moved just about $4 in one day there. So let's say we get a little bit of a run on Apple come tomorrow or Tuesday or Wednesday. I would love to start entering some long-term shorts around this area here. If you see, we've got a very large ghost zone down to 140 and another one down to 135. Now, I would not buy puts to 140. I would probably buy them closer to the money around here for when I short, and I would spend the premium to get them a few weeks out to give myself some time to be right. So this is how I have been eyeing swings. Last week, things that worked well were Uber short, Airbnb short, and I finally stopped trying to long Google and Diz, which I had done early in the week, which were not wins at all. I lost on both of those, and I lost on an Oxy long too. I switched short on all of those tickers, and I ended up winning just fine. Even though all of their dealer Greeks did not point down, some of them were kind of mixed, and Oxy's actually pointing up quite a bit, to be honest. But seeing that the market direction overall for SPY, I decided to not go against the grain there. Okay, does that make sense? Abid, those are positive and negatives. Usually my GEX levels are all the same color. I just haven't changed them yet. We should do that right now to avoid confusion on anybody. Everybody likes to view GEX differently. I like to keep them all one color and use them as support and resistance. Yep, 148.50. That's pretty close to where if we look at the chart, there's one at 148 and 149, not bad. Let's see where our candles are here. Yep, just about 148.50. So does this make sense to you all about how I'm trying to stay directional with my plays? With market direction? Does anybody have a question on that? I don't want to be confusing. It's okay. It's okay if you guys type in chat like, yeah, that makes sense. Or you just love the sound of my voice and my fish tank. Okay, so what questions do you have? Because that's really what I wanted to cover tonight, was how I've been finding. Will we white label? I don't know what that means. So that's probably a question, Wall Street, for the big dog. Thank you, J-Bone, for answering the question. Okay, so what tickers does everybody want to look at tonight while we're here? Calls or puts? Well, I can't give you just directly that information, Vin. You're gonna have to figure that one out on your own. You all are so Yep. Can I go through a second example? And can you show again how you copy levels into TradingView? Sure. So the first thing you need to do when you need to copy into TradingView is you want to go to the dashboard of the ticker you're looking at, and you want to go to this guide right here. Okay, you take this guide, this first part, just click anywhere, hit Control A for your select all, then Control C for your copy. Okay, and then you go into your Pine editor, and you make sure you hit Control A first here. Okay, you must hit Control A first here. It's going to fail, but then you hit Control V and then click Add to Chart. All right, it's that easy. I'm not going to do it twice because it's just going to double stack the indicator for me. Once you go there, okay, once you finish that, we'll go to SPY and I'll show you real quick. Once you finish that, you go to the stock dashboard. You draw your Greek levels on whatever time frame you want, okay? Then you click Copy to TradingView. Then you do your Control A, and then your Control C. It's already selected, but I'm a little particular. Okay, and then we're gonna get messy here. Oh, we've already done that part. Then you come in here. Make sure you've selected all that. Hit your Control V for your paste. Boom. There's your SPY levels. Ghost zones from the dark pool levels. Con, I draw those manually, always just using the bot ping. I just think it's easier because the bot ping gives a really good aggregate of what's going on. Just the TR DP level SPY. Okay, I ran through a second example. There we go. I'll do Tesla. I don't use Vanna. Sediot. I don't use Vanna at all. Drucker. That really depends on if I'm looking for a quick day trade or if I'm looking to swing long term. I'm gonna be honest, my swing percent has been much lower and inconsistent since this crazy market has started than my scalp percent. I don't have a whole lot of trouble on scalps. I'm about 80 to 90% there, but my swing trades have been straight garbage. So I have been working hard to bring that back up to get a better idea of how to swing correctly and how to leverage the tools to find good swings. So that price distribution just really changes. I look at it in the morning a little bit for SPY to see if there's any short term maybe bounce, but if there is, it's likely we'll already see that in the pre-market. Ryan, I look up the heavy hitters. Okay, let's see here. I showed how to copy. We'll take a look at Tesla. I'm just answering questions real quick. SP Trade, can I explain how I determine intraday bottoms using the gamma levels? Well, simply put, I don't really look for an intraday bottom. I just look for a bounce spot. So right here we ripped off of this one, right? If all of the conditions for my particular trading style are met for a scalp, I might long here if it's midday. That would have been a terrible idea though. If you look here, it would have taken me over an hour. It would have taken me a very long time if I would have gone around midday. It would take me a long time to get back in profit there. So I don't look for the intraday bottoms and tops necessarily. I just look for scalps in between levels. It's pretty much all I do. And as you can see here, I talk about how OCD I am and how I like to add my levels manually. So if we look here, I would have drawn this portion of a ghost zone, and if you look of a Gex level, and if you could see here, there's price here. This ghost zone shrinks a little bit. There's rejections, there's contention, there's candles wicking off this area, and this is probably the top of a Gex. Yes, yes, Con. Do it manually, not via level transfer. Okay, once I go through my scans and enter a trade, are you continuing to watch the different factors or just level to level? Level to level, J-Bone. I would like to just kind of hold it and let it do its thing. I think a lot of you saw me in chat and Trady chat the other day telling Airbnb to die and get down to its 121 gex or below it, and it did, which put my puts in the money. That's all. Once we passed that, I was in the money and I was doing great. I was already doing well because I'd been shorting it for a little while, but I really wanted it to hit there, and that was the next level down, and the market continued down, so that's what happened. Okay, you said Tesla. Let's take a look at all of the Tesla information. This is a tricky one. Look at it. A lot of calls. There were. Let's take a look. So really, Tesla does not look terrible for long. Okay, its 1-day price distribution shows it's got some room up. Let's roll through the different days and see if the data changes any. Not really. Look at that. Tesla looks strong. But see, you get out to 10-day and then we get our change. So if we're looking at things for a swing perspective, short term you do not want I surely do not want to enter a short on Tesla. Right? I'm not looking to short excuse me. I'm not looking to short it quite yet. Let's take a look at its levels. Good God. Thank God for import tonight because I don't want to draw that. So there is some positive data on Tesla. So here's the deal. I'll tell you right now, because the SPY price distribution is showing downside, I personally will not long Tesla this week. Does it have phenomenal potential to go up? Probably. And there's a lot of room all the way up to 215. And as you guys hear me say, if there's money somewhere, it makes me think, should price hit it at some point? So Tesla definitely has some room up. Instead, I would just sit on my hands on Tesla and wait for the short on it if that's the way the market internals look. Not everything always runs together, right? We've seen Nvidia have a monster day, wow, just like last week, while the indices went down. Or wait for it to die and then long. Right. So just see how it goes. I mean, it's stranger things have happened. Tesla could go on a massive run this week and help keep SPY choppy, right? Small days where we open and close around the same price with very little movement could be possible. Let's see here. Srini, how do you draw ghost zones? It's part of the TV script. You see these areas here? These would be our ghost zones. This is where price can move freely. The only difference is you really do want to check your dark pools as well. I generally don't draw them this way. I draw them another way, but I can show you. We'll just grab them all, see what happens. You definitely want to see your dark pool levels as well, but I use the bot ping for that. Oh man, do I just copy those in here as well? Do I grab them all? Anybody know? I'm not going to mess with that part right now. Somebody said snow. Ariel, you said pins. Oh my goodness. Is it your first time here? Everybody knows I hate garbage tickers, but I will do it. I'm kind. Bullish divergence on SPY strong, MJ? Maybe. I follow data a lot more than I follow. Wow, snow actually. Let's see if it's what its back test says. That's not bad. As snow starts to go down, its price starts to go up. So, possibility there. That snow is one of the best Lotto Friday tickers you can get. Let's look at its price distribution. Short term, not great. It's still showing quite a bit of downside. Let's look at what it would look like for the week. So it's showing some down here. Let's go into 10-day and see if there's any shift. Well, still looks like a little bit of a short minus this part right here. This would be a no play for me as nothing's really aligned. We want to look at snow's levels too while we're here? We may as well. To answer your question, Ryan, roughly how many bars away do you wait for confirmation, or do you just make moves directly at the level? I use RSI as my confirmation. The level plus RSI. I'm a pretty smooth brain. I've found over a long career of doing this. Snow's got some room around here. 146 to 1, a bounce there. That wouldn't be bad. We'll look at Marvel too. I still have a couple to look at for Ariel though. So we'll look at the ones Ariel asked for next. Cost and CRM. I don't play earnings, Ariel, just so you know. Ever. I may do a pairing sometimes, play a ticker that's like it, but I don't play them anymore. Every time it's like 50-50. The data showing isn't ever accurate in any platform that you would look at for earnings. You'll see heavy puts and it'll go crazy. You'll see heavy calls and it'll dump. You'll see heavy calls and it'll go nuts, or heavy puts and it'll go down. It's really just a crapshoot. The market's going to react how it wants to that. It may not show SETI the 2/24/23 because that day is passed. So snow does have room. What was the next one? Cost? It's okay to type it again if I forget. There's a lot of people talking at once. Is cost Costco? Is that what that is? So its back test is inverted. Cost is actually when it comes. Cost is actually one that does it inverted, so when it's up, we long. Once you import levels in TV, can they stay for multiple tickers or it races to one another? I just re-import them each time. I don't think it stays. Well, it does if you switch back and forth. Like, see, here's snow. Well, let's see. Let's check that. Nope. Disappears. See, it's showing me another ticker here. So no bueno. Good question, Angelino. How often should we update GEX levels on SPY? I update at about 5 a.m. my time, which is Central, so 6 a.m. Eastern. And then I update again. Around 10 a.m. my time, so 11 a.m. Eastern. They will update throughout the day. So cost price distribution's a little wonky here. It's not too, it's kind of just mid. Let's see what it looks like further out. If you guys, everybody's starting to see a pattern. When we're looking at these 10-day price distributions, a lot of things are showing some downside over the next 10 sessions. CRM. CRM was the next one Errol asked for. You're very welcome, Angelino. So algo's mixed. Not a whole lot to see there. Its deltas are okay. It's an opposite, so this is showing a short under. Wow, it's 1 day price distribution. It's pretty high there. Let's look at what our week says. 5 days, not that great. 10 day, fairly even with these two. That's probably because there's earnings. Let's see here. How do you transpose your levels to ES? I do not mess with ES, Angelina. That would be a question for a futures trader. I mainly just trade SPY and then a bunch of garbage tickers that are always on my list that I like to mess around with. Not all are garbage. I like to play Apple, Tesla on Fridays, Uber, Airbnb. I like playing the banks, the actual ones, not like SoFi or like Rocket Mortgage. I don't mess with those. Next question, Eco, do you enter on MNF alert or do you wait for level to enter? I wait for my level. Let me just get back to SPY real quick here. Let me grab its levels again real quick. Whoops, I want to be grabbing it from here. And I'll walk you through, Eco, how I would do it. So I'm a pretty simple guy when it comes to trading. I like my RSI low for longs, and I like my RSI high for shorts. Okay, plain and simple. So I like it to be up here and 70 or above for a short, and I want my MNF to be red. Very simple. So people say sometimes, MNF may not be doing what they think it's going to be doing. What this usually is to me is confirmation that I can short at a level that it has reached, right? I would never short here on a red MNF. Ever, ever, ever. Okay, this is shorting the whole. This is just asking to short. I don't want to play this break. I want to short midday somewhere right here, right? Where I really want to short is a rejection right here. We'll check the data again tomorrow morning, Vinny, and look at it just to see. But I mean, as we go further out, we're going to, that data is going to try to give us somewhat of a prediction of what it looks like over that time frame that we're clicking. So, and if you saw the SPY deltas and the SPY forward price distribution was starting to show negative a while ago. Hater tweeted about it, and we've been going down since that day, pretty much. So anyways, if I were to play this, and I can just run you through real quick, if our candles are moving, and let's say we're having a bearish day, our MNF says things aren't going that great, and we should be going down some, I am going to wait for our price to hit a point before shorting. All right, now this was just an absolute chop fest, to be honest here. So this right here, I stayed out, but I was already in my positions when the market opened. So we closed here Thursday. I was in my shorts from Wednesday. Tuesday was the day I gave up on trying to go long on anything and switched to shorts Wednesday. And then just kind of hung on to them and swung them. I did exit all of them though. I did. I've got nothing. Oh no, that's not true. I'm still short Uber. I take that back. I still have a few stacks of Uber puts 2 weeks out to 33. You can take a look at it if you want. I'll answer the coin question here in a second. I don't spend a lot of time messing with crypto tickers. I really don't. Fake internet coins scare me. There's no regulation. I'm also old, so that makes sense. So here's Uber. It shows we've got just a decent chance. It's not a massive percent win rate. Excuse me, but our deltas do say it should be going down. Our shorter price distribution says down. Start to flip a little bit, but my goodness. I mean, that's a pretty good chance of a big down day. But there's also a fairly good chance of a big up day. So what I don't want is this one to happen tomorrow, because that's going to shake me out of my shorts. All right, this is going to shake me out of my shorts and make my stop loss trigger. I'm very automated, robotic, I guess would be the right word. I do not hold on to something past a stop loss. You can win 50% of your trades and do well as long as you respect your stops, because your wins will start to compound and pile up. So anyways, Uber's one. Let me show you the let's add its levels really quick. I do not look for a specific win rate when it comes to dealer Greeks buildup. Literally what I'm looking for is correlation with what the SPY one's doing. And listen, I'm an idiot. I just figured this out. Why didn't he give me levels? Still showing me SPY. Still showing me SPY. How dumb am I? Don't answer that, anybody. There we go. So the win rate isn't necessarily as important to me as it's going directional. And that's kind of what I started learning and leaning into last week and kind of studying up on a little bit, and just trying to find if there was any correlation between things that said I should maybe go long. Google showed that I should go long. Diz for a while showed I should go long. Oxy was really built up for a long, and all it did was go down. So what I'm figuring out is that if I'm going against the actual market direction, I'm probably not going to do well unless I'm just hitting a scalp. Right? You could scalp Google all day for 10-20% if you have your levels drawn out and you're patient. You could probably do the same for Oxy, although a lot of things just went straight down for a few days. So that may not be the case. But what I'm finding now is, let's just say the SPY forward price distribution starts showing we might start running up a little bit, or starts leaning to neutral. So at neutral, I might start looking for some tickers that have a indication that going long might be a good idea. Okay, so let's say we lean to neutral bearish or neutral bullish, right around that area. I'm going to start drawing out levels to see if there are some bottoms that are hit for some tickers that I might want to long on the way up. To answer that question. So anyways, Uber, my short is for 33s, and it's 3 weeks out, so I would really like it to break and go here. But if we end up running up into these areas here, my stop will hit and I'll be done anyways. All right, coin was the next one. Somebody give me a thumbs up if this is even helpful. I like to know that that we're having a good time. No thumbs up. Everybody hates it. Sweet. You're welcome. So coin's an opposite one. We short when we're down on coin, okay? Let's look at its price distribution. Here's its 1 day. We'll just click through a couple, see what we get. short. A little mid, but still short. We'll go for the whole week. Definitely showing some negative signs there. And if we look at 10 days, it actually flips. Thank you all for the thumbs up. Yeah, oh, I got a heart too. That makes it even. Look at Con bringing in the heat, showing actual love. The rest of you are suspect. That's how I feel now. God, look at this. This is garbage. It looks like coin might be a good short, but I'll be damned if it doesn't feel a little bottomed. That's not bad. Boy, wouldn't that be nice? I'd really be great if it could tap that 60 and then just go end of life into our 46 there. That'd be fun. Any other tickers you all want to look at? I don't know if I got all of everybody's they asked for. We'll see. Snap. Oh my gosh, bone. I feel like you all like pre-plan 3/4 of your shenanigans. I could come in here. There's a long standing joke about Snap that I won't repeat in a live public chat. Ugh. Ridiculous. It's deltas. I don't really like it there. Let's look at its puts. Up high. No one knows. Oh, calls are dipping down here. Let's take a look. Oops. Buy over 0. So when you're looking at this, it basically says just don't play Snap ever. Just leave it alone. Go touch grass. Find something better to do. It's 5-day, doesn't look too bad. Garbage. Marble, that's right. Sorry, Sonia. We'll get to it. Absolute garbage. Look at this. No one knows. No one buys this. Sorry, Snap users. Can we get a list of tickers? We'll check NVIDIA after we check Marble. You're just gonna have to wait, Con, for the day that that you asked for the wrong ticker. Somebody asked for Crocs a couple of weeks ago. The fact that somebody asks almost every week now, just for fun. Ugh. All these things. Chips are strong right now. I'll give you that. NVIDIA pulled them up. I mean, look at that. There's some decent flow to 47.5 out to May. Back tests look pretty strong. Chips might be one of the only things that, if the market's not doing well this week, chips might be one of the only things that could keep it up. Maybe Tesla would go with it. 5 days pretty mixed. Nobody knows. Does Marble have earnings this week? 10-day we start to show that again. So my plan in my head right now, as we're kind of going through these and we're seeing the different price distributions and we're seeing the different dealer groups, my plan in my head right now is that is I'll probably try to short every run. And I'd like to point out, just as I said it before, I use stop losses on everything. I don't care if I'm wrong. I'm really okay if I'm wrong. I mean, if you play it safe, okay, if you set your stops and I respect them all the time, you keep from getting massive drawdowns on your account. You're gonna have a bad week here or there. That's always possible. But if you protect your capital first. What? Why is it still showing me Uber? There we go. Oh my God. What a muddy mess. Could you imagine if I was drawing these by hand? Oh, SQ's fine. Con, so is AVGO, and so is QCon. I don't like low liquidity, terrible tickers like Snap. Well, Snap's not low liquidity. God, there's so much volume on that sometimes. Just kind of garbage companies. I might trade them. Not even non-garbage companies. I'll tell you a story. Bone, J-Bone, he's in here somewhere. He found a Veil play a couple weeks ago, and I tell you what, cons went like 200%, but I couldn't find anybody to buy them for half a day. We went out like 3 weeks on a Veil play, and they kept running, and it took me a good half a day to find exit liquidity. And so you'll see why I only play a certain amount of tickers, because they usually get bought or sold. So Nvidia doesn't look bad. Let's look at its price distribution. Sorry, I get distracted with all the questions. I like to have a good time. 1 day is not bad. Let's see what a week looks like for us. Pretty strong, actually. Theme-wise, we see what's happening within that 10-day range again. So we checked through a lot of these. It looks like there's potential for a little bit of green, maybe. And then that's when I might get some opportunities that I like. And I'll play longs for scalps throughout the day. I just don't want to get gutted. Con said QCOM. Would you prefer QCOM or oh, you want SQ? All right, it is after earnings. Let's kill it. Whew. Well, these people this is profit taking right here, obviously. Everybody that had calls was like, I'm done. I made good money. I'm out. See, their back test is inverted as well. Let's look at puts coming up, calls going down. So, could be a short. That looks good for 1 day. Can't go on forever. Let's see what it looks like for the end of the week. That's pretty good. 23% chance. Not terrible. Let's go out 10 days again, see if we can keep the theme. That's a little bit more mixed. BA. Well, BA, it's one of those things. I was a little bit bullish on BA, Ryan, and I did not. They had some bad news. I think they got delayed. They got some delays. Sorry, let's go ahead and look at SQ's chart. I don't want to short anybody on asking questions. Oh God, look at that garbage. I mean, I think the plan throughout my life will always be to short SQ. I think that's a good motto to have. Just so muddy. Ugh. So much congestion around here. Look at all this. Look at all this. Let's see how it stopped there though. I mean, you can see how powerful Gex levels are. It's like, I don't want to make it past that. So Let's look at BA. BA had some really bad news, so it could recover, and it had good data. But Ryan, that's going to go against what I've been talking about. Is I might not want to go with any contrarian plays because if the market is going to have a drawdown, I don't want to end up long on something. Unless it's SQQQ or something. I don't mind that, which is obviously an inverse. So that's pretty interesting. You can see how powerful the Gex is here. My goodness. Reject, 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 reject. Yep, trend is your friend. We say it all the time, and even someone like me who's been trading a long time still makes that mistake. So don't eat yourself up over it. And I went long Google Diz Oxy and just got destroyed within minutes. Actually, if you were paying attention in chat and on Twitter, Hydro left a very nice drawing about Google taking a massive dump right after I bought calls. So it was pretty great. All right, so BA, let's see here. Let's look at our options dashboard. I still think this was a long when we were looking at it. It is. Price distribution for 1 day still shows a bounce back. It looks strong across the board. Yep, it really does. So, all right, tell me how you play it then. It's in a pretty sizable ghost zone right now, to be honest. So, if market internals are bad and it follows it down, boy, what an amazing long swing that would be if it tapped the 190 sometime this week, if it had a slow drawdown and then made its way back up. Yeah. For theta, you know, that's one of those things. It's why I've stopped scalping ODTEs. Period. Just period. I'm buying. Let's just say I'm longing BA here, right? If I'm longing BA here, I'm looking at a place where it's bounced, right? This one I wouldn't touch because there's so much ghost zone available. So I wouldn't actually mess with it in this spot. But you know what? Let's go to one that I play frequently so I can show you. Let's go back to Uber, and so that way I can give you a better explanation. Oops. Why do I keep copying these like an idiot? Don't answer that, anybody. So, if it ain't Boeing, it ain't going. Yeah, everything takes a trip up through the down route. So we're gonna talk about entries and exits here, just plain and simple, about how I do them. And I hope this helps a little bit. So as I explained before, I want to enter on high RSI. So we drag across our candle here to open on Friday. Now I was already in, okay? I was in around Wednesday. I'm positive I was in Wednesday. So I'm trying to think. That's too close. I did not enter here. I entered on, and I posted level a couple times in chat. I entered on the reject of this on Wednesday somewhere. Okay, and then I just held through. But here's what I did. I bought 3 weeks out. I bought a couple 2 weeks out, about a couple 3 weeks out, a couple stacks of each. But what I did was I tried to, my first bit was within this range. Okay, closer you are, the better off you are with the Greeks. So my first bit were 34s, okay, and I cleared those out. I cleared those out Friday when we started dip. We broke below, I was in the money, and then I was done. Okay, my second bit that I bought later on Wednesday were some 33s, and those may have actually been a month out. Okay, and so now I'm just holding them, and I'm waiting. If we get up to if we get up to my entry point, right, somewhere around here, the Greeks are going to start to take over, and I'm going to lose, and I'm going to hit my 20% stop loss, below my entry, because that's what Greeks do. It slowly eats you up, right? It's just what's going to happen. But if while I'm green, I'm just going to keep letting it go down, and once we pass this 33, if it does, right? So I'm no prophet. I don't know. I'm just playing data and waiting for the data to work out. Once we drop below this 33, I will scale. Okay, I will leave 1 or 2 runners, let them do their thing, and they'll be free. So if they zero out, I'm not going to be too sad, but I'll probably set a stop anyhow. Delaney, the chat I'm referring to is our Discord chat for Trady Ticks. We have an official MNF channel, Market Net Flow channel. That's where we all hang out during the day. We have a good time. We talk about plays. We send Oprah memes, a lot of them. And we just talk about trades and have a good time. What are the questions we got? I got 8 minutes. Have I missed anything else? Real question. Do we want to continue doing this every week? We want to keep on going every week? Is it good to go through the plays and talk it out and just work through things together? Delaney, to join the chat, you have to be a Trady Ticks member. And to do that, you just go to tradyticks.com and then become a member. There's a 7-day trial you can try. And then from there you can join the Discord. Good. I'll keep doing them. I enjoy this as much as you all. It's good to be around humans and find out that everybody's just a regular person. You know what I mean? Everybody has a good time to chat, makes jokes, asks questions. So I find it just as entertaining as you all do to do this. I'd recommend it, Denny. Or Delaney, sorry. I'd recommend Trady Ticks. It's really powerful. Obviously, and you all hear me talk about this all the time, you got to be patient. Okay? I've talked about I'm short in Uber. Don't just say, hey, oh, ET's short in Uber, it's a good idea, let's do it. Wait for it. Hey, thank you, Prashant. Thank you, everybody, for the kind words. Right? Don't just jump into something. Wait for a level to kick out. I talk to Bone and Vinny a lot in the Discord chat in our channel. They always know. I always tell them just chill out. There's no reason. Right? If we have a really green Monday and all the price distribution says go for it, then draw out your tickers, find the ones that match the current sentiment of the market, and go ham. Patience. Patience and a plan. Always. Always. You see how I've kind of walked you through my mental process here, right? Where I entered, where I'm going to start exiting, where I'm going to leave runners. You know, that's the thing, is I have a plan for every single trade that I take. I don't need to write it down. I know what I'm doing. I see my levels. That's a good question, Ryan. I don't trade the first hour of the day. I will sometimes trade the first hour of the day. If I pop in and say I'm long SPY 5 minutes into open, I see something that I really like, or short SPY or anything else, then there are things from years of screen time that I see that make me think it's time to go. That's what we call the ET tingle, right? It's just something down there says do it, and then we do, and we still set stops. We're rolling the dice. I think I'm probably more accurate during that one moment when my brain is off and it's going. I just don't like it. I like to wait for the data to roll in. Delaney, yeah, it's a good sub. You'll have fun. If you have a fun sense of humor and like to laugh all day, the MNF channel is a very good time. and a new and improved. We're a PG-13 good time now. We've all tamed ourselves. So that is all I got. I got 4 minutes, so we can call it. Or if somebody's got one more thing they want to ask. Everybody's going to trade differently. Vinny, who's in here, will hammer SPY 3 seconds into open and win. I am very, very chill. I don't really have the intestinal fortitude to do that anymore as often. I personally wait an hour and a half before I execute a trade, and lately I haven't been buying anything less than a week or two away. All right then, everybody, thank you. You're very welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. Corduroy, yep. It is recorded on the YouTube channel. Not long, about 10 minutes after I end, if you go to the live section of the videos, it'll show the video. Do I think NOC and LMT are played out? No, because I think some stuff's going to go down that's going to make LMT not be as played out. We've all been paying attention to the world a little bit. I don't like to pay attention to all that background noise. You too, Prashant. You have a great week. Thanks, Bone. I don't like to pay attention to all that news stuff, Con, but I feel like something's going to hit, right? At some point. There's too much going on. Okay, everybody, thank you for coming. Makes me feel good that people show up to this. It's way better than the first week or two where we ended up with like 12 people. I like having a little bit more so we can see some new faces and get some more people involved. I hope all of you have a fantastic week. And just as a quick reminder, always be nice to people, please. Lately, the Twitter trolls and the Discord trolls have been out in full force. Try to take time to be kind to each other while we're out there, okay? Treat each other with a little bit of love, and that's what you'll get back. So anyways, everybody have a good trading week. As always, you can find me in the Trady Discord throughout the week if you need help. And if not, go get that Oprah money.